social media. I guess a court of public opinion, quote unquote.
Right.
That's first about the movie When They See Us.
Yes.
What you thought about the movie first of all?
I cried.
Was that your first time hearing about it when the movie came out?
No, I remember.
So you knew about it before.
I knew about it before, and of course it came back out when Trump was running for president because he put that ad out in the New York Times, calling for their heads. He was willing to put money behind it. So I remembered, and I knew, it's just something. It was a huge case, and so of course everybody knows. Like if you're in that field, you know about the case. So when it came out, I posted on Facebook. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. I was like, I can't watch it, and also because my brother's in prison, and I've been through this process before, and it hurts, and so sometimes I don't like to watch like prison shows and things like that because I know that my brother's experience is real, it's not just TV for me.
It kind of triggers something else.
Right. So when I watched it, I cried, of course. But I was glad that people had watched it and it had got a lot of recognition because I was thinking, now that people see this on Facebook and social media, they will recognize that someone can be charged with something as horrible as because she was assaulted, she was raped, and she was beaten, to the point where she like lost her, scent and stuff like that. So I hoped that people would see it and understand just because you're accused of something and just because you go to trial and convicted doesn't mean you did it, and that they would take pause before they see something on the jail report, like, oh, let me share it, and then I'm going to put my little comment, oh, this person needs to go under the jail, or...
Yeah, so, I mean, Slim, like, me and him got some... Well, I don't support it anyway.
Yeah.
But we got similar takes on that. Like, I don't like when people share stuff and then put their opinion because for every person that does it, it's like 3 or 4 more people that do it, especially in this area, right? And when you do that, it's like you already giving that person like they guilty now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You've been making them guilty.
Right. From the beginning. And that's very harmful because you got to think about it. I mean, somebody can walk in here right now and accuse you of anything,
Yeah.
And anybody can get arrested or even if you did do something, it could be a good reason you did something. It could be a justification. But but at this point it's just an arrest. All you need to arrest someone is probable cause. That's nothing.
Right.
Right. And so that person is, and now my business is out on Facebook, and now you put your little tidbit. Oh yeah, I remember when we went in high school, and I knew he wasn't shit then.
Yeah.
But that's what they do for real.
They screenshot the mugshots forever.
And then they post it, and now it's online, and now everybody knows about it. And that's embarrassing. And then
it's demeaning.
Yeah, it's demeaning, and it's embarrassing, and it's uncalled for because when your friend gets locked up, you gonna get in there. Oh, y'all sharing that. Y'all so messy. Free my boy. He ain't do it. Y'all don't know what happened. It's always different when you're on the opposite sides of the V. But my thing is, be the same way both. Be objective until things,
I don't share. Don't like the page.
Yeah.
I think even and this is maybe more so a J Report thing, but I don't like the headlines. I don't like the way the articles are written. Like everything seems like they already against that person in the mugshot already.
Right, and it's loaded. And then it's like, and you put it and you read it and you're like, man, this sounds awful. This person did it.
Even the picture they use is crazy.
Crazy.
Man,
victims be getting like the worst. Like, you be murder victim and they got a picture of you smoking where you got a picture in a suit on your Facebook page, but they're not using that.
They're not using that. They're going to make you look bad because they're trying to sell it. And they know that. And they know you're going to share it if it looks crazy. And then we feed into it. And it's people, and it's in your own community. Do not do that to your people.
Every time.
Stop doing that.
It's going to be people that's on your friends list. Yes. They'll be the ones to share it.
Don't. Even if you don't like the person, I'm telling you now, if I ever get arrested, if you share my page,
you out of here.
Yeah, we not friends.
We're not friends.
You out of here.
And I'm gonna come have a conversation with you. Why would you do that?
I told you, that's my thing about it. Like, if you my partner, do not share no mugshot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Don't say free
I don't care what
nothing.
I did.
Don't say free
Throw
me.
past it, please.
Yes. Just
don't
ignore
see
it. I really hope people listen to this and they stop because you never know what people like. Well, just why stay out of the way. Don't get arrested. And Slim just told a story about his mom. She didn't do anything, but she got arrested. And if it may get worked out in court, it may not. But the point is, you don't know when it can be your day tomorrow. So you got to you got to calm down. You got to come on. Like, you have to respect the legal system. And those same people won't be on. I hate when people get upset when they get the notice in the mail to be a juror. Like, oh, I got jury duty, I'm not going. I don't like, why not go? Go. They complain about, oh, he got off, he shouldn't have got off, he should have got convicted, or they shouldn't have convicted him. Well, you didn't go. You can.
But imagine you go for jury duty and it's the OJ trial. You got to be in there for a year and a half.
How much
Well,
they got paid?
You gotta do what
You
you
don't
gotta
get paid
do.
that much for no jury duty.
You
I
don't
ain't
get
never
paid.
did it.
You don't get paid a lot, no.
I ain't never did it.
But it's your civic duty, and you should want to do it. I would love to sit on a jury. I would love to.
For the OJ case?
Not for that case.
See what I'm saying?
I know when we did talk about it, just as far as like people just prejudging though. That's kind of the thing with social media. Like
Right.
there's a lot of prejudgment when it comes to people. Like when you got papers like the J Report or whatever. And I was telling you one paper that I did support. I don't know if they still do it now, but it was a paper called The Verdict. And reason being was because they didn't say the charges. It's like whatever you got sentenced that
Right.
week, which is local information anyway. It's in the Chronicle every week.
Right.
People know that, but I prefer that over the J Report. I wanted to see what they got sentenced, but they
Yeah,
something
what
like
actually
that.
happened.
Yeah, because at that point it's proving that you did it. I guess you know what I'm saying.
Because the courts have nothing to do with the jail report. That's they're trying to make money.
And it's free. And all that stuff is free anyway. You pay
Yeah.
$2 for the paper and it's free. Like you
Yeah.
can follow the Twitter page. It's free on Twitter.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and I hope people learn to stop doing that. And that's why I was excited when the movie came out and people were watching it, because I wanted to see how, because it took off in the media, and then they've already and you have now polluted the jury pool. So if you have a crime that everybody knows about in the county because it's a big crime,
Right.
how you're gonna pick a jury, and that person is gonna have heard the story from one side, and they're like, okay, I read this in the newspaper. This person's guilty,
How did that work though? Like, 'cause, like you in the area,
Yeah.
Atlanta area where it's high profile cases.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you do get one, but like, how do you even pick a real jury that don't know what's going on?
So even if let's say people heard about it, or like I heard about it, but I just read the story and I didn't think anything about it. You ask them, given that you've heard the story or that you've seen the news, you've seen the news story run on the news, can you still listen to the facts of the case and apply the law, and be a fair and impartial juror? If they say yes, we take it we take their word. But you take their word, but you still get to strike jurors.
Right,
So
right.
if I think that you're clowning and you really
Based off
like
your vibe.
yes, and you ask questions, like if you. And you want to you get the list, so you know how old they are, you know what they do for a living, you know if they're married, little things like that, and then you get a chance, which is called voir dire, and some people say voir dire, which is a joke in law school. But anyway, you get to ask like they say we have accents, we're a country down here, so we say voir dire when it's really voir dire.
What's the meaning of that though? What does that mean?
It's when you question the jury.
Okay.
So it's when you get an opportunity to pick your jury. So you're talking to them and you're asking them, like, you own a gun?
Draft day.
Just stuff like that.
Johnny
Yeah,
Manziel.
yeah. We're trying to
Kind
see
of like the All-Star game, how LeBron and Giannis pick their team.
Okay, gotcha.
Jurors.
So you have and we say pick a jury. You really don't pick a jury. They give you a bunch of people and you strike people out and you get what you left with.
Gotcha.
So that's the process of doing that. And so you just want to pick people. Really, you pick the people you don't know. Like, those people are like, because if you're too far right, too far left, we don't want you. Because either side, we don't want you, because they don't want you for one reason, we don't want you for another. We want people middle of the road, and that can listen to, that can honestly listen and make a determination based on the facts and the law.
Got you.
But jurors, and it's hard because these are lay people. We call lay people who are not lawyers, not well versed in the law, and they're having to apply sometimes complicated laws.
Right.
And they make mistakes, in my opinion. Sometimes. And
In the Winning CS movie, like I knew about it before because I've been knew about it and stuff like that. But you mentioned something earlier in the podcast. I was gonna bring it up then, and you were saying how sometimes people they tell whatever happened, right?
Yeah.
They tell whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your opinion, better with that case, and I don't know if you've seen the documentary. The documentary is better than the movie to me. Like, it's the actual footage of them of them saying what they lying.
Right.
Because, like you said, the lawyer was telling the person's dad or their parents, like, yo, if they said it, they can go home tonight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so after 12 hours of being there, you're gonna say I did it, and whatever.
And their children, and these are police.
How does a lawyer or attorney even go against that now?
So,
especially back then in that time.
Right. So if you give a statement, you can file a motion to have the statement thrown out, but it has to be for a reason. So let's just say you asked for an attorney and they didn't give you an attorney and they interrogated you anyway. Well, you can't do that. They have a right to an attorney, and once you ask for an attorney, you got to get out. You got to leave the person alone. Or let's say they coerced it. Let's just say they came. They came to your house and it was like 8 cops and they handcuffed you and they put your mom in handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't read you your rights and they and then they. Yeah, and you give them and you give a statement. Like, you can suppress them, and sometimes you can't. Sometimes your statement is coming in, and you have to defend that. You have to. Sometimes you have to work with it.
Well, let me ask you: did you ever see the actual footage of them, like in
A long
interrogation?
time ago. Yeah, a long time ago.
But that was legal. Everything they did was legal.
No, so it's not. You're
So
not.
like, they should have been able to get out based off just that footage alone.
Right. Well, see, and so and they're in New York, so the laws are different for each state, but they should have. First of all, it was a long time ago. Times were different. You know, it was I mean, racism still exists, of course, but you know, it's a little bit more at the forefront then. But police have a lot of leeway, and people don't know that. People say, "Oh, the police lied to me. You can't do that." Yes, they can. The police can lie to you and say, "Yeah, your homeboy in here told me everything." You know what I'm saying? Just tell me. And you're like, man, he done told on me. Okay, well, no, I didn't do it. He really did it. And your friend ain't said nothing. Police lie all the time. It is in the handbook.
Oh, we know.
You know, so you have to just be mindful of those things. And then you're not supposed to, of course, you're not supposed to keep somebody in an interrogation room for 12 hours and not give them, you know, any water or anything. And it's coerced. But a judge is going to make that determination. So if you're going to court, you're going to court, and you can file a motion to suppress it, and you have to, and it's a fight. Now they putting up like, well, no, that was normal police practice. He gave him a break, he gave him water, or he allowed him to talk to his parents. He, whatever. So you have to fight, and the judge at that point, the judge makes a determination, not a jury. So before you go to trial, you have motions hearings, and you file a motion to suppress that statement. You're going to file the motion, and they're going to argue against it. If the judge allows it in, it's in. Mm-hmm. And you can't. There's nothing you can do about it. If the judge allows it in, it's in. I mean, you can up on appeal. You can bring that up. Like, I think that my motion should have been granted, but that's hard to do. That's on the back end.
Well, I mean, like I said, to me, it's just sad. But when I watched it, it just seemed odd because the parents were telling him to say you did it too.
Yeah.
The movie was good. Don't get me wrong, was good. But the documentary they have, it show like it's more vivid, I guess, because it's actually them.
Yeah.
And I know one of the parts, like the guy, he helped the dad when he came home. In real life, like they didn't talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the dad was the one told him, hey, just say you this, we can go home. And they never did nothing. So I can imagine you being mad at your dad. Cause stuff happened to you in jail, you a kid, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
But I guess for moving forward from there, I know another thing we wanted to talk about too was like, it's going to sound controversial too, it's just a slim fairy topic, the Me Too movement.
Yes.
I ain't talked about that in a long time.
Oh, you get ready. Now, but the Me Too movement. Now, as far as that is concerned, we talk about right now. We talking about like different sides of being on getting them charges.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So, kind of explain what you mean when you say that as far as the Me Too movement part of it.
So, my sisters are gonna be so mad when they watch this. They are feminist and they do not like when I talk about this. But okay, so of course when I am involved in it, I'm on the opposite side of the V, and I am representing men typically who have been accused of rape.
I'm sorry, it's a dumb question. The V, you mean versus?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You knew that?
So
smart guy over here, man.
Yeah, so and I am not trying to say that, of course rape exists and rape happens and people get raped and it's awful and I think it's and you learn like the offenders that are the worst are people that hurt women and children because they do not stop. Like you can murder somebody once in your life and never kill again, and it's situational, but people who harm women and children kind of do it constantly.
Right.
But there are people, and it happens all the time, that are completely innocent and get charged with rape because it is very easy for a woman